So the wife is over here rambling on about the shortcomings of pocket retail space in all of her female pants and why she can't carry certain knives. It's funny. It's funny for her to finally get into carrying knives and to realize um, that all those real struggles, and we like you guys and I have already hit up on that how many times in how many other people's lives, but yeah,
it's unfair.
She don't like it. She realizes that she don't like it. I'm not on G-ball time. I just they were playing the wife and the kids were playing the game called Rummikub, and I was being a spectator sport.
Yeah, right.
Trying to help my daughter win.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, sweet! You got out of work early, brand new. Yeehaw is right. Love it when you get to leave work early. I left work early and didn't even tell nobody about it. No, I had worked an hour.
What'd you say?
I didn't tell nobody when I was leaving.
Oh, I thought you told me about something.
No, I was talking about me. But yeah, I had worked an hour later the other day, so I left about 20 minutes early today. It's like it's Friday. I want to go. I want to go home.
It's not my Friday. I won $20.
Yeah, the wife won $20 off of one of the local radio shows this morning. What's the
Rose and Vine? It's a local shop.
Rose and Vine?
Rose and Vine.
Okay, well, what do they got in there besides roses
wine,
and vines?
They got wine. They got like knickknacks and stuff like that. It's a girly shop, and they got clothes.
She got $20 to a girly shop. Woohoo!
It's called Rose and Vine.
Yeah, they give you $20 so that you spend at least $60.
I'm one of the cheap asses that will go in there and just use $20.
Yeah, okay.
And then on top of that, ask if they have military.
All right. Next week's live, I am going to show y'all her receipt from this place that was more than $20. I promise you, she's gonna spend more than $20.
No, their wines are only like $16.
Bullshit. And then so you buy a $16 bottle of wine, and then what are you gonna do with the other?
I can buy a pair of cheap earrings for one of the girls.
Some cheap earrings.
Yeah,
and they're gonna be $5.50.
Yeah, but if they offer military discount.
Whatever.
See, I know my ways around it.
She thinks she's so smart. All right, who we got in here? Who's all in here?
On your mother.
Besides, yeah, it's bad. I had absolutely no intentions of ending up with my life partner being somebody who can out coupon my own mother. And my mother is a very, very penny pinching, couponing individual.
Hey, Hazel.
So we got El Cap in here for show. Yes. Brand new, obviously. Do a wheelie. What are you talking about? El Cap's trying to be like me with the everybody.
Oh, tell him what happened with my ex on the phone. He told you he had a motorcycle. So he was so shocked by what I said.
Wait, hold on. Come over here, and you say it because I don't remember. I don't remember the whole story. My chair's sinking again. I'm becoming shorter.
I'm trying to get him a new one. If I can.
A new what?
Chair.
Oh.
But I don't know. I keep forgetting. So yesterday I called my ex-husband, and apparently he was on a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And it sounded like he was in wind. And I said, I just wish he would fall off a cliff or crash. I'm mean. I'm so mean.
That's it? That's the story?
Yeah, and Zoe's reaction was just like...
But then you asked your daughter why your dad was on a motorcycle, and what'd she say?
She said that he was just testing one out. Somebody let him test it out.
Oh.
That's not fine. But I'm just evil.
Yeah,
I don't like them.
I know. I know.
Oh, I'm getting my own drawer for my knives.
That's not exciting.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so here I've got a story for y'all.
Story
Last weekend, yeah, we're starting story time on the earlier side tonight or today.
Yeah, well, mine only lasts for a minute. Jason's.
Yeah, I draw mine out for effect, for dramatic effect. All right, so my town, we used to years ago have a roller skating rink, and that went away. And so the closest roller skating rink to us is about an hour's drive, about 50 minutes. Yeah, and so and they're not, it's not a super nice rink, and the people that run the place apparently don't have their shit totally together. Apparently because yeah, it's out in Waycross. It's in South Central Georgia. It's out in the yeah, it's out in the boonies. You know, not the most brightest individuals or wealthiest people live out there, but eh, to how much effect that gives to the story here. But anyway, so I tried calling because their website is a joke of a website. It's got like one page and almost no information on it. It just pretty much gives you their address and the days that they're open. And it tells you the hours that they're open, but it doesn't give you your time slots, your skating time slots, which is every legitimate place that I've skated at, whether it be roller skating or ice skating, that's your ice rinks. You have time slots. You have like a 2 to 3 or occasionally a 4 hour time slot that you have to skate, and you pay the price, whether it's $10 or $15, whatever it is, and then you skate for that time slot. So I tried calling them to figure out what their time slots were, so that I was leaving my home and getting there at a time that we weren't going to be sitting around waiting for an hour or two for a specific time slot to skate in. So I tried calling them, and I called them, and I called them, and I called them. Nobody would freaking pick up their phone. So I just said, well, we're just gonna risk it. We're just gonna go, because the kids wanted to go really bad, and I was itching to try out my new roller skates that I bought, my $300 pair of roller skates, and that I didn't want to take out on in the neighborhood roads because they're rough and brand new expensive skates. So, anyways, when we got there, and they were fairly busy, they had they called me on our way there and called me back and let me know that, oh, it's just one price for the whole day. So if you wanted to show up at 10 o'clock in the morning and skate till 10 p.m., you could do that. You could literally be there all freaking day if you wanted to. Most people don't do that, but yeah. So, anyways, when we got there and I waited in line, while we were waiting in line, we were listening. Two songs played over their sound system, and they were both rap songs. And one of them particularly had some not so nice language in it. Definitely not family kid friendly. So I was not thrilled about that, and figured, well, I'm just gonna ask them if they can try to not play that kind of music, right? You've only been to ones that you pay for the whole day? Yeah, no, I've been to so many different roller skating rinks and a couple of different ice rinks, and they have time slots. They have specific time slots. I may have been one or two places a long time ago that it was a one pay for the whole day deal. So when I got up to the counter, and she's like, "How many people? And does anybody have their own skates?" And I was like, 3 people, 2 kids, an adult, and we all have our own skates. And so she goes, "Okay, well, if you have your own skates, they can't have black brakes and they can't have black wheels." Well, why is that? Because they have a pretty white floor, a nice white floor for their roller rink, for their roller skating. It's a white floor. And because it's a white floor, they didn't want any scuffs. Exactly, Papa Rhino. They didn't want any scuffs. See, you're getting ahead of me, dude. Let me tell my story, man. So, yeah. Apparently, scuffs are a pain in the butt for them to buff out. I don't understand why that's so damn difficult. All you got to do is put a floor cleaner and get a buffer, and they pop. They buff right off with standard floor cleaner and a buffer machine. And you just go around with a little buffer machine. And a place like that should have a buffer machine. But no, she said the owner, which I ended up speaking to and requested to speak to about it, that's what she's like, well, we have to go on our hands and knees and with scrubbies and stuff and get out all of those marks. And it's a real pain and it takes us forever. Well, so I asked to talk to a manager because it's like, every kid's little brakes have black brakes, right? And my brand new pair of roller skates happen to have black wheels. So not all three of us would have not been able to use our own roller skates. We would have had to use theirs and pay to use theirs. And that was really not why we wanted to go to the roller rink. We wanted to go to the roller rink so that we could use our nicer pair of roller skates, me having brand new ones, and my youngest son, Suburban, having brand new roller skates that he'd gotten for Christmas. We wanted to use them on a nice floor. So it really sucked. So when I talked to the owner and I said, hey, it's your rules. It's your rink. You own the place. You pay the rent on the place and all other expenses. So, I understand that, and I want to follow that. I said, but, however, does it mention anywhere on your website? Does it mention anywhere on your Facebook page? Which are really the only two places. You might find it on Yelp reviews or whatever, or Google reviews, the information to their rink. But it mentions nowhere, anywhere on there that those are their rules, that because of their white floor, you can't have black rubber brakes and you can't have black wheels on your own skates. So I was trying to just point that out to her and say, hey, do you not think that that's an issue? That the only way to find that information out is when a patron, when a customer gets here and mentions that they have their own skates, and then they're told that then, right then and there, after somebody like me drove an hour to get there. It's just like those kind of rules, house rules, company store policies, that kind of information that should be available to a customer ahead of time. You should present that up front before they get there. Have that readily available to them so that they know ahead of time. Because what did I end up doing? I ended up wasting 2 hours worth of driving and gas to not be able to enjoy my rollerblades and my kids enjoy their rollerblades on a roller rink floor. The next closest place was like another 50 minutes away from where we were at the time. And, it would, and it's from our home here. It's like an hour and 15 minutes from our home to the other roller rink. So it's just like, it's totally ruined our afternoon. Totally ruined our afternoon. Really sucked. So we didn't get to go roller skating. That's discrimination. So yeah, I was, as politely and respectfully as I could, I really I was a little upset, but I felt terrible that I had let my kids down, because here we are in the building where there's people out there skating, and I gotta say, hey, go take the roller skates back to the car. We can't skate. It's one thing for me to deal to get over it. It's another thing when you've got a 7-year-old and a 12-year-old, because they don't quite understand it. They don't quite have the maturity to handle it. Although I will say, for their ages, they handled it pretty well. They were bummed out, but they handled it pretty well. I didn't have any, you know, toddler fits or from my 7-year-old, and my 13-year-old didn't, or 12-year-old didn't cry, which was surprising because that girl cries over freaking everything these days with all the hormones flooding through her. Oh, that girl. Whew.
Being a parent sucks.
But yeah, parenting sucks. Don't have kids.
If you
If you did, you feel my pain.
well, when you will,
And we screwed up. If you don't have kids, don't have any in the future. You're doing it right. But yeah, so like I was just telling this lady, you really should put that information out there, and so there's fewer children's hearts being broken at the roller skating rink. Yeah. So it sucks, and I mentioned that she still hadn't, because online there's customer reviews where their biggest complaint was that the music was not family kid friendly appropriate, and that was reviews from like a year, 2 years, 6 months ago, and it's like you're still playing that kind of music. And the lady gave me, bless her heart, because that's what we say down here in the South when we deal with people who are missing some brain cells. We say, oh, bless their hearts. But yeah, so her excuse, she was super, super quick to saying, oh, well, I've only owned the place for about 2 years, and nobody's perfect. We're doing our best. We're constantly making changes. And it's like, you can say that, but it doesn't mean anything. It has no meaning if people have continuously pointed out that the music that you play is not appropriate for where you're at, and for your customers and people in your place, visiting your place, do not appreciate it. And you don't want to post up rules and policies and more of the basic information that you would have for an establishment like that. Like, you've had the place for over 2 years, and you're still falling short of making those very simple changes, very simple things to do. But yet they're not doing it. So, I got, at that point, I was just like, I'm done with you. There's no point in saying anything more. And I said, I'm sorry. We won't come here. Because I respect that you have those rules, and I'm not going to break them. I just, maybe you should have thought about not having a white floor. But whatever. I mean, it is what it is. We just went home, and I'll have to take them skating at one of the other rinks and have to make the extra long drive for it to happen. So there's your story for today. Not kind of a shitty one. It sucked. It sucked. I really felt bad.
Story.
Yeah, sad story. It really felt. I truly felt bad for the kids. I was upset because I felt like I let the kids down. I was not Father of the Year that day. So, as y'all know, I got this guy in. We're going to go talk about knives. Y'all ready to talk about knives? We'll get back to knives, right? So, who doesn't have the Kunwu Padre? It is worth every damn penny. I've had it for maybe 2 weeks now, I've carried it probably out of the 2 weeks. I probably carried it about 6 or 7 of those days, so about half the time. Um, so yeah, it is a sweet knife, and I'm super glad I got it. It is really cool. It's like one hell of a workhorse. Like it just yells at you. The action on it, the acoustics just says, "Use the shit out of me," right? Yeah, I love the way they did the top flipper too. They didn't do jimping right here, but because of the way the angle is and the way the handle scales, I don't know. It works. It works so well. You can do it like that, or you can do it like that. Um, doing it like this, even I don't know. It's a little aggressive. The jimping's a little on the aggressive for the pointer finger to use your pointer finger, but you can do it nonetheless. And the hole here, the edge of that is a little aggressive. But I mean, either you can take a little bit of superfine sandpaper and smooth that out there, or maybe even an eraser. I'm willing to bet that a block eraser, if I've got one, I think I've got one in my drawers here. A shitty looking one. But if you took an eraser and rubbed the heck out of that right in there, you could probably make it just a little bit smoother. Kind of gum it up a little bit. But yeah, it's getting easier and easier. But damn, the acoustics on it is sweet. But so, and y'all know that I got this guy, the Frack, CJRB Frack, which is also a really awesome knife. And I did my video on this guy. I did not do a video on this guy. I don't think I'm going to. I feel like it would be overkill because there's so many people have already done good videos on this. But I know some people have mentioned in my Frack video that it has some similar vibes. Definitely not the same knife at all whatsoever, but I can see how you can say that they have vibes with each other in their design, in the overall profile of it. Obviously, the Kunwu has much more pronounced curves, both in the handle as well as the blade. There's a lot more belly, a much greater curvature going on the blade shape for the Padre than the CJRB Frack has. I mean, it's still a curve. It's not a it's not a Warncliffe blade, but it's a little closer to a Warncliffe blade. But yeah, so I can see how there's some similar vibes here, but absolutely not the same knife. Absolutely not. Very, very different knives. Ergos wise, action wise, blade shape wise, geometry, cutting wise. The Kunwu, it has a thicker blade stock. Yeah, definitely a little bit thicker of a blade stock. So definitely not the same. Definitely not the same. But I get the vibes that they both kind of give off in the type of knives that they are. They're both freaking worker horses, and they're awesome. This for the Padre, this is my very first and only knife that's in, what is it, Vanex, right? Yeah, Vanex steel. So yeah, getting to experience the it's got the edge has that bite that XHP steel does. Like it's got a very similar bite, and that's what so far how much I've been using it. That's how what I'm wanting to compare it to. It's definitely got more edge retention than your XHP steel, but it's got that same bitey, toothy edge. Man, does it freaking love to cut. Yeah. If you haven't watched my video on the frack, you really should, because I had way too much fun punning out the word frack. It's a fracking good knife. So yeah, I had way too much fun. I went a little crazy. Not too crazy, but I went a little crazy off of that. What else is going on? So my package to Steve, or not Steve, Todd Carr. Sorry, I don't know why I was thinking Steve. So yeah, the package for Todd with the giveaway winnings that we did a couple weeks ago. That I was kind of waiting for the holidays to get over before I sent those packages out, and also Sharif's package with the knife display stands, which I did a little video on that too. If you haven't seen that, they're cool. I might be making some more of those in the future because no, I didn't go full retard. But yeah, so those knife display stands came out really nice. I was pretty happy with them. And so Sharif should be getting those. I think it said tomorrow is the last time I looked at the tracking information, but it kind of got delayed because of the weather, because of those fronts that were moving across the states, bringing all that freezing rain and other nastiness. So hopefully he'll get those tomorrow. If not, it'll probably be Monday or Tuesday when those show up at Sharif's door. So look for maybe midweek or the end of next week. He'll probably, hopefully, post a video of having received them. He'll at least let me know that he got them. And Todd, your bowl and winnings, gall winnings should get to you hopefully by the end of next week. It said, I think when I looked at it, it said it takes about 10 to 14 days to get up to Canada, to our friends from the north. So yeah, so that's probably more than on its way. Are you talking about the frack, or is there another knife that you consider the budget frack? Oh, you talking about the pyrite? Oh, good news! Yeah, if you've not been binge watching SHOT Show knife videos and other SHOT Show videos on YouTube, yeah, they are finally coming out with CGRB is doing an XL version of the Warncliffe bladed pyrite. Now, as far as whether or not I'm going to get one, I don't know. They've got to do it with a different handle material, because I have the Padre here, and that's titanium handle, right? And that kind of fits that large bladed, large knife deal. I have the frack, which has stainless steel frag pattern handle, right? So I don't really want titanium. I don't want steel handle. And then both of, where did I put them? They're in the next drawer. Then I have the pyrite Warncliffe with the aluminum frag scales. So I don't want aluminum. And then I have the OG pyrite Warncliffe in the flat stainless steel. So I have all of those finishes, all of the metal finishes. So if I bother to get the XL pyrite, which I want, but if I do get it, it's going to have to. They've got to do different handle material, preferably micarta. Preferably micarta. I would want it to be micarta. So fingers crossed that they do it with some micarta scales. Somebody does it with micarta scales. Yeah, the frac is your stainless steel. That's not aluminum. It's got heft to it. That's definitely stainless steel. Oh. But yeah, I mean, if they don't, then I'm okay with it because the difference in the blade shapes between the frac and the Warney Pyrite. If you think about these two, I mean, they're definitely different, but as far as ergonomics go and using the blade and the things you cut with it, it really is not going to make that big of a difference with the difference in these two blade shapes. So yeah, like I said, if I get the XL Pyrite Warncliffe, it better be in another handle material that I don't have that I like. Again, aka micarta. Micarta. Because I love micarta. Is there any out of all of the companies that people have posted up for SHOT Show knives? Is there any one knife that anybody's like, I want from those from SHOT Show? That because I don't know, from everything that I've watched, and I believe I'm caught up and up to date with what everybody's put out. There's nothing new for 2024 that really excites me. The Spyderco's, yeah, no, Spyderco really didn't do anything. Isn't doing any new knives that kind of jumped out at me. Which one specifically, brand new? You got one specifically that you were like, oh, I want one? The closest thing was that concept knife. I forget the name of it already. I think it started with like an M or whatever. I mentioned it in Tri-States live the other day and had him pull it up, and he didn't really care for it because it had the carbon fiber insert on the top. But if he would have looked at it further, it wasn't so much of an insert as it was more so almost a full bolster. So I mean, it was still technically an inserted piece going on the scale, but it covered so much of it to where made it look like a bolster. Which I kind of liked it. I would have preferred it to not have been done that way, but yeah, I know Atlanta's shot blade show is when big releases, but I still like every year I binge watch all the SHOT Show videos on the different knife companies, and I used to for a couple years. I was really interested in what firearms were coming out and innovative firearms were coming to the market. But I've been good for the last 2 to 3 years. I've kind of been good with what firearms I own and have, and really don't shoot very often, like hardly ever. So there's the firearms that I want are ones that are already out there on the market, but the price points on them and the difficulty of getting them is just kind of like I don't need to put that kind of money out for something that I really don't need and I don't want bad enough. So I just yeah. I've just passed up on the firearms over the last handful of years, which is good because I haven't had the money for it, and the wife really doesn't want more guns in the house. No, no. Uh, so yeah, we're set as far as my defensiveness in my stronghold at the Urban Woodsman compound. The arsenal is suffice. But golly, I love the acoustics of this thing. That so authoritative snap. But yeah, there's really nothing that came out at SHOT Show that really truly interested me. I'm super disappointed with Benchmade. Like they cannot seem to get themselves turned around from the god awful direction that they're going in. They keep going further and further off the deep end of stupidity. Uh they have that one knife that new Benchmades. That the blade shape is kind of cool, but the fact that they did the handle the way they did the handle, and that grivery plastic material that I really wish they would get away from. I don't know why. I mean, are there enough people that like that material for the sake of it being lightweight? It just irritates me. That material, I don't like it. Why is it not showing up on Benchmade's website for their new? Let me just go to. Let me just go to Blade HQ's website. As much as I don't like going to their website. Oh, Blade HQ is free shipping on all orders this weekend. Let me do share screen, presente, el presente, do. All right, this guy, the Adira, kind of sounds like a medication for getting an erection. Maybe I don't know. Adira, the Benchmade Adira. So yeah, awesome. They did in Magna Cut. I don't mind the blue color, but I just hate that handle. I hate the material, and I hate the way they contoured it, like underneath the pivot there. And yeah, I hate it. I hate the handle so damn much. Really, really hate that handle. It's a terrible handle. What do y'all think? Do y'all like that? I mean, I don't mind the colors other than the orange lanyard, which can easily and would be off of it in a heartbeat if I had one. And that's supposed to be depth blue. They call that depth blue Grivery handle scales. Is that depth blue to y'all? Yeah, and that's the thing, Todd, is like so many other knife companies have taken both the compression lock, well, not so much the compression lock. The compression lock, yeah, is absolutely available to everyone, and hopefully we'll see more people do it down the road, because so far the only ones that I know of that have done it and freaking grand slammed it out of the park was Vosteed with this guy. Yeah, the button releasing compression lock. But yeah, this guy is probably the best thing that Vosteed has done. I would say this is their best knife. in their entire lineup. If you disagree, fight me. This is a good EDC knife, Tactical Terry. I don't know what you're talking about, man. This is a great EDC knife. Unless you got tri-state hands. Unless you got itty-bitty hands. You got baby bitch hands, then maybe this is too much for you. I'm just teasing. But yeah, definitely, in my opinion, the best knife that Vosteed has come out with to date. They really nailed that lock and the button release for it. I was hoping that Lundqvist would do another collaboration with Kaiser, and Kaiser would get some more of his work in their future lineup. So hopefully, again, Blade Show in Atlanta, we'll see some more of that. Oh, there was an artisan that actually has been out. Let me pull it up. Coming soon. No, actually, it's not. It's in their new arrivals. It's this guy right here. Does anybody have or know somebody who has? Let me present so you can see what I'm talking about. This guy, the artisan Waden. Is that how you say it? Waden. I'm so bad with pronouncing names when they're funky names. This guy looks really sweet, and I know it dropped. Did it drop, or is it not yet dropped on White Mountain Knives? I checked White Mountain Knives earlier this morning, but I haven't checked their new arrivals out since I got home from work. Yeah, it still says notify me. It still says it's out of stock. But that guy looks really sweet. Like, they've got the micro milling down. They've got the is that Timascus for the shield inlaid there, and it's S90V. Almost a full flat grind. Well, close enough. I like the blade shape. I totally dig that blade shape. And it looks like they did a good job on the clip. Does it give me a side view of the clip? Yeah, see, that's the thing that apparently we have to worry about again, because like I pointed out in a handful of videos and a handful of knives that I acquired last year, the ramp part to the end of the pocket clip to get it past the edge of your pockets seems to be an issue with some pocket clips. At least it was in 2023 for a good number, more than a handful of different knives companies spat out with shitty pocket clips. So this one has a good ramped pocket clip. So yeah, I'm excited for that. That's gonna be an awesome knife. I only wish, because what's the blade length? Is a 3.23, which is good, which is a full size. I mean, like, nobody should complain about unless you live in a state that requires folders to be under 3 inches. Glad I'm not in one of those states. But yeah, so 3.23 inches is a good size. It's not too big for those who prefer the smaller knives, prefer things closer to the 3-inch. It's not too far off from that. Personally, I'm kind of leaning more towards larger folders this year, because I think last year, I kind of started off last year getting your 2.6 to 3.2 inch blades. And then as I progressed into the fall and winter time, the ones that I was wanting to acquire were much larger. Were a good 3.5 to 4 inches. And I'm liking that 3.5 to 4 inch range right now. It's kind of more of what I'm after for this year. So hopefully my brain is full size native. Todd says, I don't mind FRN when it's thick enough that it has no flex like on your cold steels, but the worst plastic skills I've experienced were on the Honey Badger knives. Though extremely cheap and very flexible, for sure. From what all that I heard and saw, people gripe about that. They're like, really, really flex it. Yeah, I don't like that material when it ends up feeling so cheap. Tactical daring. You can put a turd in, and then Armani suit is still a turd. But at least it's got an Armani suit on. Oh, that's too funny. Well, I'm sorry that the Vosteed Mayhem / RS Chaos, which is just such a stupid name that makes bugs me to no end, that they did that. But yeah, sorry, can't please everybody. Apparently can't please Gary. What's up, Stephen Wallace? I haven't seen you in a little bit. How you doing? Oh. What else is there to talk about? Oh, I titled hobbies for the topic for the stream today. Let's see, we covered the story already. We talked about knives. Like I said, what I'm hoping for in the future is the ones in the larger range. And my goal this year is to try to pick up a custom that I really, really like without having to really hurt the pocketbook. Yeah, I would love to find a really, really cool. Why Pretty Fly? The reason why is because the RS is for the designer. That's his initials. So, I guess the legality issues that were there between the designer of the original Mayhem and what what Vosteed wanted to do as the production, that the name still had to apparently pay tribute to him and to the fact that it was his design that they were feeding from, and as their collaboration. And then but he didn't want them to also name it the Mayhem because apparently it is different enough from the custom Mayhem that he didn't want them both knives to have the same name. Is from my understanding to how exactly right I am. I can't imagine that there's another legitimately sound reason. That's my what I believe is how that all went down, and it was kind of kept hush hush. Nobody really said anything for sure about it. Just kind of left it in speculation, and Vosteed had to do the whole backtrack deal because there's again, I strongly believe there was just not enough proper communication between the people in Vosteed and Mr. RS himself. So they kind of had to figure that out and come to a solution on the back end after the production version of the knife had already been shipping out to retailers and first round of buyers. But hey, when you rush things and you don't communicate well enough, shit like that happens. It's not a big deal. And like I said in my video, to me, it's still the Mayhem. I've never actually picked up and felt a real custom Mayhem to really get a true feel for what all the difference is, all the subtle. From what I can see, they're very subtle differences. But yeah. To me, it's still the Mayhem, and I like the name Mayhem a whole lot better than Chaos, especially not RS Chaos. Like, to me, that kind of makes the dude come off a little snobbish. Just saying. Again, I've not met the guy. I don't like to make assumptions, but that's when that's how you do things, and you handle miscommunication and get picky with the names. That's kind of how you rub off. What's the? I don't. If I get anything new coming up, it's probably going to be that Artisan Weighed-In. I really like it. It's really classy, and I really, really like the blade shape. I really do. I don't know when it's going to be available on White Mountain. Obviously not going to be available this weekend if he hasn't put it up yet. So maybe sometime next week. I don't know. Anybody got the lowdown on that? And coming back to SHOT Show, if whoever's been watching SHOT Show videos, I'm telling you, I'm not super fond of the dude from Blade HQ, and I'm never been all that thrilled about what's his face from Knife Center. And as cool as, again, like I said, I was not naming names because I don't know everybody's names, but what's the dude that's Smoky Mountain Knife Works that's been going around? That guy. He's a cool guy. I've met him twice. Had like a 40-second conversation with him, maybe. Got 2 sentences out before he started talking with somebody else. But that dude, I mean, he's cool. He's all right. Seemed like a nice guy. But but my favorite person that's covering SHOT Show knives right now is Big Red. So huge shout out to Big Red. I am digging everything that he's covered so far for SHOT Show, and the way he's asked about different things and showed different things. I like the way he does it, and his camera work is on point, and he's doing an amazing job. It's impressive how well that dude is doing it all by himself. So yeah, big shout out, big thank you to Big Red EDC for covering what he's covering from SHOT Show. That's awesome that he's out there doing that this year. I'm really, really happy to be watching his videos covering that stuff than any of the other people. So yeah, thank you, Big Red. Big thank you to Big Red. Let's see. Oh, it's only 4:30. We've been at it for about an hour, almost an hour. I don't really have any giveaways to do this Friday. I have to work on putting some things together for next Friday. Next Friday, I will not be here. I will be elsewhere. Family trip. Next Friday is Suburban's birthday. So yeah,
He's got to look for places to go.
that's when he turns 7. So we've got to. I've got to. I have to. The burden gets put on me. Yeah, no golf today. I wasn't gonna say that at the beginning. I just don't have anything at the moment to do a giveaway. I might do. I tell you what, we'll see. You look for it. If I can get a nice little handful of goodies, good goodies, in a knife, by next Thursday, I'll do my Friday live. I'll do it Thursday instead of Friday. Same time, same 3:35 Eastern time slot, and we'll just do a fun little giveaway live and call that good for next week. So look for that. Look for me doing that next Thursday afternoon rather than Friday, because Friday we will be traveling on the road. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. The second pretty fly. Yeah. Yours is the first. It's is at least having your birthday at the beginning of February is a whole lot better than having your birthday at the beginning of January. My dad's beginning of January, so he's like 10 days or 15 days after Christmas. Is my dad's birthday, so I can't imagine for anybody's got a birthday the first week of January or basically if your birthday is between December 20th and January 8th, that sucks. Because I mean, it's like, do your parents short you for your on how many Christmas presents you get, so that you have a couple of things to open for your birthday, or does it gets just blurred all into the one, because they're so close to each other. Yeah, I would not want to have a birthday that freaking close to Christmas. That would suck. January 2nd's far enough, or February 2nd's far enough away to where it's exciting to get another chunk of gifts. Yeah, the initial ahs from Christmas presents usually wears off about a month after. And you're excited again for something new. But it makes it hard for those getting the gifts. That's the part that sucks. And I asked my dad that, or I asked my grandmother that. I was like, "Did you guys ever struggle getting my dad gifts for his birthday when it's like almost right after Christmas?" She's like, "No, I don't think we had any too much trouble." So whatever the case, anybody got something fun, exciting planned or coming up for this weekend?
Get to work.
The wife is working this weekend. When's your birthday, Dr. Drew, dude? Natives is next month too. Oh, not till May 30th. That's far away. Yeah, so Suburban wants to go camping next weekend, and he wants to be near or next to a waterfall. Because the last time I went and I took him back on a really short backpacking trip, we camped right next to a small waterfall, and he really liked that. He thought that was cool. Just playing around in the campsite right there at a waterfall was fun for him. Even though it was cold and he wasn't going in the water, it'd be really cool if he could go in the water, if he could play in the water. So we'll have to go. I'll have to take them back to that spot again in the summer, either the beginning, probably the beginning of the summer, because the end of the summer is just too damn hot. Uh, so yeah, I'll have to. We'll have to go back there. I'll have to take him back there, so that way he can play in the water at the waterfall. Which I don't. Again, he likes the waterfalls, but it's so much better when you can play in the water at a waterfall. Who's starting Civil War 2.0? What are you talking about? Oh, Terry, your birthday is December 22nd. So, do you hate that? Or, I mean, obviously you've had to deal with it for so many years. But as a kid, did it suck? Did it kind of make Christmas not feel so spectacular? Yeah, common sense is on the short supply these days. That's for sure. I had a good number of customers at work today. I don't like working Fridays because Friday afternoons you get so many customers at Lowe's and Home Depot and that are your DIY project warriors that want to do something that they're in way over their heads with. They don't know what they're talking about. They have no clue what they're doing, and they're trying to pick our brains for advice. And you know, I don't mind giving some information, but when you are just so oblivious to how to do the project from the get-go and to where you don't even know what you need, I'm like, I can't just stand there in the aisle and explain the entire project to you, exactly how you're supposed to build something or fix something. I can't spend 20, 30, 40 minutes with a customer doing that and walking them up and down aisle after aisle, getting all the parts and pieces that they need. I can't spend an hour with a customer. There's another 30 customers that are wanting me to do the same thing with them. So you can't do that. You can't do that in retail. So with that, Robert, I never, let's see, I in scouts, through scouts, as I got into the older years of scouts, besides working summer camps, we also did at the very, very beginning of the summer, like right after school got out, we would have, that's when all of the uh, kids moving up from 5th grade to 6th grade, from elementary school to your middle school, your junior high grade level, that 6th grade level, which is technically the transition between a Cub Scout and a Boy Scout. Well, so when they did that and they switch over from the Cub Scout packs to Boy Scout troops, which don't worry about the names of all that shit, we would take them on their first camp out and get them their first handful of merit badges and basic, your good camping skills, your orienteering skills, compass use and even navigation with the stars, your astrology, as well as you know because in Cub Scouts, in your 5th grade and below, the dads set up the tent, the dads do all the cooking, or the parents, not necessarily so much the dads anymore, but the parents. One of my good friends growing up, he I don't remember what happened with his dad, his birth dad, but he was gone when he was a very very young kid, and so the entire length of time that I knew him, from first grade on, uh, he didn't have a dad uh, until he ended up getting a stepdad. But his mom remarried sometime when we were in high school. I think maybe our sophomore year of high school. But anyway, so his mom was always the one coming on the camp out. She would come on the camp out. She would pitch the tent. She would do the cooking. She would go on the hikes with us. She was a true trooper. Um, Wonderful mom, amazing mom. Uh, put every bit into making sure that her son, my friend, had father figured role models to look up to and learn from. And that was primarily done through scouting as well as his basketball coach. And I don't think he played any other sport besides basketball. He only did basketball for like 40 years. Um, but yeah, so it was mostly us, all the other dads and scouts that served as that role model. So his mom was amazing in the fact that she made sure that all of that was given to him and that he did not miss that at those ages, because that's so important for a boy. And it's so sad that in today's world that it is not viewed that way so much by these younger generations. But yeah, so we would take the youngest scouts and teach them all the basics, all the true outdoor basics, and have them practice doing it by themselves. And it's an eye opener. You go camping so many times and you have your parents take care of every little thing for you, to where the most that you do is grab your sleeping bag and your backpack full of clothes out of the car and throw them in the tent, right? That's like the only thing you have to do. And then it's just fun for the rest of the weekend, when you're that young. But suddenly, like culture shock, have to go from that to having to do absolutely everything yourself. Setting up the tent, and setting up your kitchen and doing all your cooking and cleaning, and then figuring out the campfire, and having to do all that stuff without adult help, just being supervised by adults, but with no help from them. It's a big step. And so it's cool. It's cool to be a part of that in learning it, and then also then being able to help teach it. And so I think that's what Roberts was getting after. I never taught any. I never got to teach any bushcrafting. I did a lot of learning, and I took 2 bushcrafting courses. I spent a couple of weekends at like bushcrafting camps and learned a lot of that there. Uh, but I never taught it. Most of my teaching was your basic camping stuff, orienteering. I did a lot of orienteering teaching, navigation, uh, compass work, as well as astronomical, using the stars. But then I did, for summer camps, for the most part, I did a whole hell of a lot of all of your waterfront stuff, all of your canoeing, kayaking, swimming, that kind of crap. Yeah.
Are you gonna cut up chicken?
Yeah. The wife wants me to go. It's not even 5:00.
Okay.
Chill. Wife wants me to go cut up the chicken. What bothers you about cutting up chicken?
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's not rinsed off.
You don't like the slimy texture of it? Is that what gets you?
It makes me itch.
Makes you itch. Have you ever had to cut up squid?
Ew. I'm good.
You're good? No calamari for you?
No.
Squid and octopus. That stuff. Those things are not fun to have to handle, cooking wise or fishing wise. Anybody ever go shark fishing where you use squid for your bait?
That's sharing.
We did that. We did that at the Belvedere neighborhood up there. We could catch sand shark and caught a couple reef. I think Matthew, my brother, caught a reef shark, but we usually caught sand shark and bullnose. We caught a couple of small bullnose sharks there, but mostly sand sharks because there's a naturally large sandbar right out there in that large section of that river that just leads right to the ocean. But anyways, I did teach a lot when we'd go backpacking, doing a lot of backpacking. I found myself teaching younger kids how to pack their packs properly, and how to use the water filtration systems, and that anybody who it was their first time with freeze dried food bags, meals, that kind of stuff. And then also navigation, trail navigation, knowing where you're going as you hike down the trail, paying attention to where you're at and where you need to be. All right, yeah, I'm about to end it. I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, it is. It is a handy skill to have, especially because nobody ever wants to get lost in a Buc-ee's. You need to know where you're at and where you need to go to get back to your car, right? those Buc-ee's stores are huge. The gas stations are huge. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm hoping that the Buc-ee's that they're starting to build next week here at in my town at one of the exits. It'll be like less than 10 minutes from us. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm gonna get in so much trouble going there all the time. It'll be a nice to have one of those places real nearby. But all right, y'all have a good weekend. I've got a couple of small woodworking projects that I would like to get started on. I don't know how much I'm gonna get done. I've been wanting to make an end table for one of the ends of the couch at one end of the couch, and then I also need to at some point figure out how I want to make my own saddlebags out of wood. Saddlebags, yes, out of wood. You're not gonna trust me when I'm done with it. You're not gonna know that they're made out of wood. But yeah, I want to make custom saddlebags for my motorcycle because all the saddlebags that are on the market right now, the ones that sort of fit my motorcycle don't really fit perfectly. They're either too small, like the one that I have, and like the saddlebags that I already have, or they're really, really big. And I don't want really, really big ones. I'm having a hard time trying to find any that are the size that I want them to be, that will fit on the bike like they're meant to fit on the bike. I can't find anything that I like well enough. So what happens when I run into that? I build my own. I make my own. So that is going to be a lengthy project, going to take lots of weekends. a lot of tinkering around with the build of it and figuring shit out as I go. So, but yeah, there'll be I'll do some video footage of that and end up posting it on the channel. Urban custom
Hi.
homemade built saddlebags, hard bags.
Hi.
But yeah, here's little Urban, suburban. Y'all wish him happy birthday. Birthday's next Friday. Next Friday, one more week. Yep. All right, y'all have a good weekend. I'll catch y'all later.
Bye.
Peace out.
Peace. Peace.